So we are going to open an Excel. So this is Excel. So we're going to talk about data validation in Excel particularly. So what are we going to look at in data validation as we talk about Excel? So here in data validation, it is also a feature in Microsoft Excel. Hope guys you are listening to me very well.
Yeah.
So it is a feature after formulas as we looked at everything here. So it has got all the features that we can use also to manage our data. So today, basically within data validation, what can we do? For example, if you are entering information within Excel, you can put some warning messages, you can put some limited restrictions for users or non-users that in case is going to enter some data within our Excel, that pop-ups can come up showing that maybe the information you are putting is wrong or something you are trying to do is not correct. So how do we do this? First of all, for example, we need to know which position do we need to affect. So I'm going to consider this total. I'm taking an example. If guys, if you do not listen to me, if my voice is not coming very well, you have to inform me because I might be speaking yet my network won't touch. So, for example, here, let's consider the total, which is within G. For example, I can consider G as an example. I select it like this. Then I go to data. When I go to data, I go to data validation. So this pop-up window will come. So they are saying settings, then data validation criteria. They are saying any value. So we are going to the drop-down button. We say whole number. It's a whole number that we use. Now, they are saying between. So within this drop-down, you can say between or not below, not equal, not equal to. For example, twagala tugambe nti if anybody maybe.
Musomesa.
Yes, please.
Fine. Osobola okuddako emabega katono n'otandika w'otandikidde.
No, listen, guys, just focus. I'm
Ogaanye.
recording this video. I will share it. I cannot go back, guys.
Musomesa agaanye.
So, like I was saying, for example, we are considering G. Now I can say, I'm going to set this spreadsheet that whenever you enter a value below 50, a warning message will come. Are you trying to pick some point? For example, let me say less than.
No.
Who is saying no?
Me. I don't pick anything. I don't understand anything.
Okay, so let me go back. But try to be attentive so that we cannot go back again, okay? Okay, I'm saying today we are going to look about data validation. So within data validation, what are we going to look at? As we hear it, to validate the data. So what are we going to validate? What is data? Data is the information that we entered into our Excel. So, for example, I said, we can say that whoever goes to feed in data within maybe English or total, which is below this, the computer must bring in some message or a warning saying that the information you are putting is incorrect or is less than this according to the pop-up message that we would have written into the data validation window tool. We can even say, thanks calculator, your network is unstable. So we can even say, we give a range of values. So those range of values that we give, in case, maybe between 50 and maybe 400, that in case a person enters that the value maybe less than that or above that, that information won't be allowed. to be entered into that what? Into that column. Are you trying to pick something, Sheena?
Seeka ekyo ekintu kitera nnyo okukolebwawa, like where exactly is it most used?
Like within the same thing in Excel. For example, omuntu asobola okugenda. If you have ever used some systems, even in the websites, you can go somewhere, then a pop-up window comes, or a warning, or anything, talking about something that maybe what you're trying to do is in. A live example is data validation, which is out of Excel. For example, if you are going to visit a website and is restricted, a warning comes. So, but within this live Excel,
So
example of an Excel.
that is data validation according to website. So here we are talking about data validation according to Excel.
Yes. So according to Excel,
okay,
when you go to any systems, companies that have valid systems, they can say, we are going to hire people between the age of 20 to 30. So meaning that the entrant, whenever you enter that information that is out of that range, a window must come saying the information you are putting is invalid. Or nekateka kagamba nti the value here must be greater than this or must not be less than this. Meaning that ebe kubulidde nti olina okuteekamu the value which goes between that range. Now, are we trying to pick some sense? So now, let's, for example, consider anything. For example, what? Let's say total. So we say total, then we go to data, then validation. So this is a whole number. We go to the drop down, a whole number because we have no decimal. We can say between. Let's say maybe between, okay? Between minimum. Twagala minimum ebeere ng'omuntu ayina 50, then maximum abeere nga ayina maybe 400. So gambe
teekamu 200, teekamu 200, 400 sigirabaamu.
200 we already have it inside.
Okay, get at 300.
300 we already have it inside. Is it? No, okay, 300.
I take 1,000.
Okay, 300. So we say, okay. So now, we said between what and what?
50 and 300.
50 and 300. So we need to go and put what message will come after when we put such a thing. So we come to data validation. We said this. So then we go to input message. Input message. When the cell is selected, show this input message. We can say the value here must be between. First follow what I'm teaching, then you can do your own stuff during your revision. The value must be between 50 and 300. Then input message. Maybe we can just say
sorry, the phone below
is incorrect. Okay. Then we say okay. So you see, when I go to these values, so you see, they are bringing a message that the value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined in this cell. Why? Because I've put the value below our range. Even if you
so koddeyo katono ku data validation message ndabe.
So, okay, I'm going to go there, but let me first explain this. So we said the range must be between 50 and 300. So when you try to put in any value outside that, eja kugamba nti, eja kuletera any, eja jigana okuyingira. You see? But when I put in a value, maybe for example 200, it will automatically go there because that one fits within that range. Let's go back still. We select GUI, data validation. The section contains more than one type of validation. Erase. Okay. Show input message. Okay. So we erased everything. Let's go back.
Sokolindeko seeka. Wali mu kusooka message ki gye twali tutaddemu?
Gye twali tutaddemu oba gye twataddemu?
Because I see we are coming to a new project. Kubanga wano message woyingizizza mu input message sirabyeko message.
Okay, now let's focus and we see what's happening. Okay. Whole number, we are going to say between maximum maybe 50. Minimum 50, maximum 300. Yes. So we go to input message. So show input message when the cell is selected. Okay. Then the title will be what? Let's just write anything. Maybe between 50 and 300. So the input message, let's just say put the valid value. The valid value. Okay. We can put error alert. Error alert etegezachi. Error alert, it will take anything that does not belong to that cell, to that range we defined, error. So error alert, of popping up. We can select a warning. We can select the information icon. Let's use a warning. Anything you want, you can use. Title, we can say maybe alert. Anything. Do not cram that it should always be alert. Osobola n'okuwandikamu kaweddemu. So error message ofudde. So we click OK. So let's go and see if these things are. You see, the title is already there coming. Between 50 and 300, put the valid value. You see, that one has worked. See, so when I click there, the heading comes between 50 and 300. So they are telling you must put that value. So let's put the value below that. We are putting 20. Ofudde kaweddemu. Mukirabye?
Ayo olimbwa yennyini.
Bw'ogezaako kuteekako eziri mu range ekijja.
Ani agambye mbu ndimbwa?
Nze Shina.
Shina nkusi, ngenda kujja Abu Dhabi nkunoonye.
Ojja kunfuna.
Bw'ogezaako kuteekamu eziri mu range eyo nga 100, what comes?
Okay, let's when we put the one that is within that range, nothing comes. It only, the value will go inside.
Okay,
so but when we put which is above and we say enter, kaba kaweddemu. Kaba kaweddemu dda.
Naseka naye oluusi mukulesa ensobi neeseka.
So guys, mukitegedde?
Teacher. Ebiseera ebisinga mba saagala sseka naye ate munkolesa ensobi n'enseka.
Ate tukusesa batya?
Mujja bisasulira.
So kati ndowooza mukiraba. Kino kiba kikuyambako like omuntu omuleeta. For example, you made your spreadsheet, n'ogamba akuyambeko. So wajja. When that person comes to put in data into your thing or into your spreadsheet, enemuleetera pop-up, kati aba alina okumanya the value must match what this one is talking about. Okay? So we are dealing with the numbers. What about texts? Let tugende ku texts. We select texts. Then we go to data, then data validation. So we go to settings. Allow, we go to drop down. Maybe we can say text length. Text length we can say still between or let's say less than maximum. So text length kitegeeza ki? The number of words within your text. For example, my name Ategeka has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 texts. So I'm going to say people that have more than 10 text, 10 what? Values of texts. It created a message error. Let's say maximum 9. So what message will it say? What can we say within these texts? Enter the correct. Enter the correct value. Here, the name should be greater than, should be not. Maybe should be less than
9 characters.
9 characters. Kati mwe bano batulyaguma nawe.
Kati olwombo mugezaako okubeera serious muwandiika ebyamagezi.
So now here etuleetere ki? Stop. Kati wano etuleetere ki? Information. Title. Title tugenda gabeeramu. Beeramu.
Teekawo ku maaniina.
Bagamba put. So here when I try to put texts, is it greater than, let me try to write text which have greater than 9 nankan. Ojja kulaba ki? Kiikyo beeramu. Why? Because these words are greater than what our data ranges. Mwabichenga?
Yofa ki otupako kife tuleke babamanyi.
Okay. So this is the data validation. Why do we do this? I said it helps us to have valid data. So that, for example, I can have my work, then I give someone to do for me. So when I set it in that way, if anyone goes in to feed in data, buli wanyiga nga wamuleetera pop-up, kijja muyamba okola ki? Okufeedinga the right information in case nga yeerabidde. Kitegedde?
Gwali naffe abalala tebamanyi.
So this is data validation. I know most of you people who have been working in hotels, when you click onto that Excel, for example, when you go to housekeeping department, they have all these data validation features. You click somewhere, maybe you click, they say occupied rooms, non-occupied rooms, pop-up coming like this. That's what they do.
Wamma.
This
kakolesa katandika okundaga nti nayambadde empale leero saayambadde.
hey. Anybody who is asking about data validation?
Kaakati mukulu nze kati bwe mba ayagala kukola data validation nga ngiteekanga ku website nga ngikolesanga ku website kiba kikola kityawo.
Kati ku website ezo ziba error alert.
Kati linda katugeze ogenze nga ku Google n'oteekamu poni site ne bakuleetera error, naye ye data validation gyogerako.
Naye eba in form of data validation, naye eri eba error alerts, kuleetera alert warning n'ebintu ebirala baba babikuleetinga nti in case ogenze ku website nti eri mu logs ziba ziraga nti toyina gendayo, so they will bring you an alert.
So they validate the type of data you have to be interfaced with.
And for that information, ebyo biba biworking with the servers, the servers and the GPS. By engeri gye babiconnectinga mu bamanya within this range
with
of
the what?
Servers then with the
So
GPS.
kiba kisinga kwawe.
Kubanga
kubanga kati okukijjamu oba olina okukolesa VPN echanginga GPS.
Nti baba settinga within this geographical area nga olaba nti mu UAE. Ogenda mu website yonna nga eraga ebyobuseegu tejja kugenda oba bajja kuleeta pop-up egamba you cannot do what? You cannot manyaris.
HIV bagenda kugamba nti HIV akulinze akuyita.
So kati nga kyolina okukola olina okukyusa ki the GP oba location by installing a virtual private network.
Pulira.
So here with data validation, that's what we do. You can validate everything. You can do it here. Buli wonyiga nga waje.
Kati ne wano oyinza okunyigamu nti abawala ababe temukolesa kompyuta yange.
Muyaye nawe biteekemu owulire we kiruma.
Musomesa soko otiddemu akatekisi awo.
Eki? Brian gwombuuza ssebo.
Yes.
Awadde ogamba ki Brian?
Mbadde ngamba otiddemu akatekisi.
Nziremu akaaki? Brian
naawe oba obuuza ekibuuzo beera kumpi n'essimu yo tukuwulize bulungi. Essimu ogireka n'obuuliza eno mu bbanga.
Brian tutuleetera kulowooza bintu birala.
Brian sembera kumpi n'essimu yo akazindaalo kaku oyogereko eri eggwanga.
Brian
gende mu maaso.
Kathe Andrew kwoli obitegedde?
Ndi muganda wange.
Okay.
Tosobola beera mu kiraasi nga mwendi n'olemererwa otegeera naawe obaako ekikyamu.
Naye nsonga kubanga ebibuuzo biba bingi ssebo.
Seeka buuzayo ekibuuzo.
Waye nze ndi mpya ku validation muli kusoso gy'owuliza.
Waliwo asoma messages bannange.
Data validation. Data validation kipya gy'oli.
Kulaba engeri gy'ogikozesaamu. Engeri gy'ogikozesaamu Excel kipya gye ndi. Just I'm focusing to see.
Kyogamba data validation awalala yonna omanyi ge bagikolesa.
no kyenkugamba kikino nti nze mbadde simanyi nti bino ebintu nti kati like osobola kukisetinga mu settings gwe nga gwe kale mbadde simanyi nti kati like nga mu excel tusobola kugisetinga naye mbungu mbadde mbimanyi kati nga ku website ko mbadde manyi nti basobola zisetingamu era nga mmanyi nti basawo limitations okitegeera.
Just obadde okimanyi omanyi naye nga tomanyi engeri gye bakikolesaamu, right?
Aha, yeah.
Kati olina okunoonya amagezi ge bakikolesaamu naawe ojja otuyigirize.
So kakati in case
Inshallah.
so guys, in case you put dates, so still you do the same thing. You come to data, then data validation, then value, one value you can put date. So date, it can also sort which way, when, what, between this date, so that in case any person puts the range without this, outside that range of dates, the information can be invalid.
Ekyo kyennaku kankubuuzeemuko katono. Ekyo kyennaku. Katugeze ngenda sindika email. Nga email eyo eri rated kubanga eva ku nnaku z'omwezi nga 10 mpaka 20. Awo data validation nsobola gikolesa ku email.
Yes.
Ntya.
Email agala gisindika kuva ku nnaku z'omwezi 2 mpaka ku 10.
Kuba nnyinza okukola company. Nga kuliko information erina obbanga esindikibwa through email, naye ng'erina okubeera esindikibwa between 10 to 20 days of the month.
So
information,
I think that one is out of
Excel. Tenaba kuwera 10 oba 20 eba teyeetagisa emba sigenda gikkiriza nsobola okikola.
So yeah, ekyo kikola but not within Excel. Why? In the Excel, when it is out of Excel, maybe setting to the website. For example, when you are going to apply for the job, they said some company is hiring from 10th, then 20th. Then site jebagenda ku applying irako. Badge setting in case omuntu applying ze before bagamba era bakuletera message you cannot access this site or bakuleti wachabula yennaku. In case of applying nga ziweddeko still basobola okugamba enrollment yaweddewo. Okay, the live example eriwo webati China. Live example is here.
So commuting iPhone. Tuli ku bintu bya business.
So the live example eri wano webati. Those students that do online tests,
Era kitera nnyo n'okubeeramu ne online kibeera ne time.
They set a time that the test will begin at 7, maybe 7 a.m. in the morning. So even if you go to the website before that time, you cannot access anything, you cannot send an email. Not until 7 a.m. begins, and then every future will be open. You begin, whatever you will do, you can send an email. And when time stops, everything will be stopped. You cannot send anything. Neither can you receive. So I think that is a live example of it. Most of you who have ever done online exams, which are monitored.
So kati amagezi we babikolesaamu.
Yes, please.
Era kintu kyekimu kikolebwa nga bw'ogambye nti bassaamu time gye baagala ekintu kitambuliremu oba between this time and this time. Kyekimu n'ebyo bye bakozesa era ku gundi bye basettinga like ku green visa application eya US.
Yeah.
Between this month zibeera open at least zibeera closed at this time.
Kakati ekintu kye bakola, what they do is a very simple thing.
era byonna tubitegedde naye twagala mmanyi engeri gyekikolesebwamu ate ku website.
No,
Ekyo kyokka nze
okay.
mba amaze.
I'm just supplementing, guys. What they do is very simple. Like I was doing the other time here, making a website on the local server. They will design a website, but they will not begin the server. When the server is not open, meaning the website will be there but not functioning. Okitegere? Kubanga server yebeerako database kw'osinga ojja.
So data validation webyo bitabeera ku server.
Of course, these all things
Like,
server. We are entering data, they go to the server. Huh?
Just for those features to get activated, zibeera under server.
Yeah. Ekibuuzo nti ky'obuuzizza, it goes to the servers.
Kubanga byanjawulo n'ebino ebirala nga email biki byo byanjawulo.
Emails biki birimu database and servers.
Anti kati ojja kusanga nti email kyogamba bwe mba nkozesa email mba neetaaga server.
No.
Like my personal server no kibeera ku website.
Gwe si gwe weetaaga server because you are not the provider. You are not using your own service. But the Google, the Gmail,
kati kiba kitegeeza email kiba kiralamuko.
Omanyi lwaki? But now your server yo ye Google, company ya Google. Everyone aina email address bamuwa 15 GB free. That 15 GB free space you are given, they gave it to you immediately when you opened up an email account, meaning you opened a Google account. So they gave you 15 GB free. When you fill up that 15 GB free, meaning that your database is full and you cannot access this, you can only access the information that is already there. You cannot add, you can only remove. Mwena abakola kye bayita amasimu gammwe agakola online storage nga gasynchronizinga Google Photos ne videos nga zajjula, you can testify that. The option they give you to either subscribe for a new storage, osobola okugula storage buli mwezi ng'ey'obwerere eweddewo ogijjuza, oba you ignore the service.
Naye okuva ku mulamwa katono kansooke nkubuuzemukko. Tulinayo ekintu kye bayita iCloud. iCloud ebeera ne space. Njagala tegeera what is iCloud? The next thing, oyo space abeera ku iCloud avaawa, because I can understand into ku server. It is a material which you can see and get to recognize it that this is a server. It has got this kind of space. You can recognize it.
Yes.
iCloud chechi ate space we bawa ku iCloud yavaawa.
Okay. iCloud in simple terms, it actually, when we talk about iCloud, we are talking about Apple. So iCloud with the Apple company gives like Google company. iCloud, the Apple company, gives each user that uses their components like iPhones and what that opens up Apple ID bakwachibaita iCloud for online storage. But still the iCloud bakwa free storage naye era wejjula egwako, but now iCloud evaawa. iCloud eva ku servers za Apple. Apple company is teringa simu. It is a very big company, buying servers, buying storage ez'amaanyi that can accommodate all the information within the whole world. Every information. The same applies to Google. The same applies to Yahoo. All the search engines that we use, they have mega offices. Those offices accommodate servers plus their storage, and they employ people to work within those verifying data, and everything. Chovola, when you go to their support, of course there is a person. When you're not talking to a robot, there is that person that you will call and will speak to you, meaning that there are people working on us.
Okakasa seeka.
Yeah. Such about Apple companies, such about Google.
Kubanga kino ekibuuzo nkibuuzizza abantu bangi. Ono buli omu ayogera bibye.
No, nze ngenda kuwa ne reference. Kuba companies singa ezirimu internet and everything ziri mu California, USA. Google, YouTube, like YouTube, everything has got offices plus the storages.
Ekyo kyo kituufu kyoyogerako naye ku iCloud.
iCloud.
So what you're trying to say is that iCloud is a server. It is another name of the server.
No, iCloud. Eringa Google Drive. Just in iCloud, yo ya iPhone. Ochitegere.
Ulira.
Waliwo Android phones zina iCloud. iCloud ziri mu iPhones, not so.
Ne Samsung erina iCloud.
Esobola okuba cloud.
Teacher.
Data validation gy'otaddemu nga sikyagiraba esobola okwededitingamu oba?
No, tekyagiraba kubanga wenkirikize si we wali.
So erina kubeera wali wennyini.
So guys,
mulage ekigambo ku maaniina.
We are almost out of time. So the iCloud manya kankulage nti bikyalimu.
Maaniina.
Naye shino okimanyi onnyonoonye.
Ate nza kulabirira oyatama.
Buli egira twebasiza saa musanvu.
Nza kulabirira ssebo, nza kuvuga. So munsi muno buli omu yeevuga.
Muyayo onnyonoonye.
Munsi muno buli omu yeevuga. Nedda ssebo toneekwasa munsi muno buli omu yeevuga.
Obeera mu gurupu kubuulira enjiri. Gwe naani?
Oyo ogenda muwa level agenda tegeera wa gy'agwa.
Mugende mu inbox mweweere level eyo ssebo eno gurupu twogera ku technology.
Inbox yange tekkirizaamu bintu bya kisiira ebyo.
Okay guys, nice meeting you. Try to make some research and learn more about this. In case of any question, you will be contacting me. Tomorrow we are beginning database. Nice time.
Tugenda kucontactinga. Lindako, sebo nkukubira tokwata sindika message zange toziddamu.
No, shina ekituufu kiri nti sikunvaako saagala onveeko naye nkyali mu kwetereza.